Welcome, everyone, to Weekend Wisdom by Creating a Family. Creating a Family is the national support and training nonprofit for foster, adoptive, and kinship families. This segment is part of the Creating a Family podcast. Each Sunday morning, we drop a short segment answering a question that you receive. You can submit your own question to info@creatingafamily.org. And if you think of it, put Weekend Wisdom in the subject line and it will get to me. Today, the question we want to talk about is if you have applied to adopt an infant and you're not getting selected, what's the best advice for what you should do at that point? And we're going to be talking with three experts on this. We will be talking with Courtney Lott. She is the owner of Faithful Adoption Consultants, a consulting service that seeks to walk adoptive families through the adoption process from beginning to end. She's also the mom to 8 kids, 6 of whom were adopted. We'll also be asking this question to Erin Quick. She is the founder and CEO of Pear Tree, the organization dedicated to helping families navigate private adoption in the healthiest way possible. And she is the mom of 2 through adoption. And our last expert we'll be asking this to is Carly Wagner. She is a program supervisor for infant adoption and birth parent pregnancy services at Children's Home and Lutheran Social Services in Minnesota. All right, so panel of experts, what is your best advice if someone has applied to adopt an infant but is not getting selected in the time frame that others are getting selected? Courtney, let's start with you.
I would say if you're able to open your preferences, open your budget if you're able to open your budget, and improve your profile if it doesn't reflect you well.
When you say open your preferences, what do you mean?
Open to ethnicity, gender, exposures, things like that.
Prenatal substance exposures, okay?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Erin, what is your best advice for someone who feels like they're not getting selected by birth parents?
Sure. Yeah. So I would say first thing to do is evaluate your profile and your outreach strategy. So in terms of evaluating your profile, the advice we always give is to make sure you're being more afraid of being the same than you are being different, so that you're really amplifying your difference. What makes you you? What do you believe about parenting that makes you different than some of the other profiles, and amplify that throughout, making sure that you're talking to an expectant or birth mom, not to your friends and family. And then evaluate your outreach strategy. There are a lot of free and low cost ways to get the word out on your own. And then, of course, there's a plethora of paid ways to increase your outreach strategy as well.
Okay, excellent. And Carly, what would your advice be?
Courtney and Erin touched on a lot of the good ones, but I would just add, as I don't know if this is helpful, but I would say it can be super discouraging. So I get that, but also reminding yourself that it does take time, and what can you be doing to make yourself feel okay in that. And so if that is helpful to do outreach, if it is helpful to do like updating your profile, do that. If it's helpful to just not think about it, do that too. And really important, I think, to remind yourself that so many adoptive families going through the process say in the moment it is so difficult, but at the end, when you're holding a baby, when you're a parent, it all feels worth it. And so just remind yourself of that end goal is really important.
Thank you so much, Carly Wagner, Erin Quick, and Courtney Lott, for your wisdom and your advice. And thanks to everyone out there for listening to this week's Weekend Wisdom. If you liked it, please tell a friend to subscribe to the creatingafamily.org podcast. Do you know that we have 12 free courses that can help you be the best parent to your kid possible? Thanks to our partners, the Jockey Bean Family Foundation, you can go to bit.ly/JBF support and choose from our library of 12 courses. Many of them will dovetail really nicely with the show, this podcast. Go to bit.ly/JBF support. That's bit.ly/JBF support.